Hi, everybody. Welcome to the team call for February 18th. I can't believe the month of February is almost halfway over. I'm so excited to have you on the team call today. I have a rank advancement for this week. Katrina is a brand new Emerald coach. Boop, boop, boop. She joined in December, and she's really been focusing on her social media, sharing her story, and she's just really blossomed just in the last month. And was able to hit Emerald today, and she's already hit Success Club for the month. So, hey, good job. Tonight's topic is actually social media, and I'm going to share my screen so you can see my, can you give me a thumbs up? Can you see this? Perfect. Okay. So, this is Social Media 101. Social media is one of the things I'm very passionate about because most of us are growing our business through social media, but most of us, when we sign up as a coach, don't have any real experience of building a business on social media. And so usually the stuff that we used to post on social media just doesn't really fit in with building a business. So when you first get started, you're like, well, what the heck do I do? How do I build a business on social media? So today I want to give you some practical tips to building social media and adding value to others on social media. So the first thing is, how do you stand out in a noisy social media world? That is really the point of what we are doing on social media. You want to be able to stand out amongst the crowd so that people will become attracted to you and really want to learn about what you are offering with your challenge groups and your coaching opportunity. But how do you stand out in a noisy world of social media when there's so many people sharing so many things all over social media? So here's step one. I'm really passionate about creating your own content. So don't just put your website on someone else's photo. Like if you see a photo on Pinterest and you think, oh, that's really pretty, and you just want to tag your website on it, don't do that. I mean, share the photo, but don't ever put your own website on it. Or take the time to create your own content. I started doing this long before I was a coach when I was growing a Facebook like page for running. And I just knew that I wanted to stand out amongst the crowd, and I knew to do that. I saw the pages that were the most successful were creating really good content that other people were sharing, so I figured if they could do it, I could do it too. So take the time to make a scroll-stopping photo. And if you don't have the time to make a good photo, your post is almost pointless because there's so much noise on social media that if your photo isn't something that stands out or looks professional, people are just going to scroll right past it. So I have some examples. The photo on the left is a quote that I actually saw on Pinterest that I really liked. I kind of modified it a little bit to fit me because I eat cupcakes, and I think on the quote it had something else, but I liked what it said, so I said, you know, I kind of want to make something similar to this on my own. I used PicMonkey, and I was able to add my own website to this so people could find it later. If my photo gets shared on Facebook, they could find it and it would come back to me. But I mean, this wasn't 100% an original idea of mine, but I modified it to make it mine. So over here on the right was when I was a brand new coach, and of course I had no idea what I was doing, and I just shared stock photos. And you know what? Nobody wants to see a stock photo like this because it just looks like you're trying to sell something, and really that's not what we're trying to do with Beachbody. We don't want to share or sell stuff. We want to help people and connect and really serve them in a way where posting just a stock photo from Beachbody just looks like you're just selling products and you don't care about people. But I didn't know that in the beginning. Of course, you can see, it wasn't very successful. Like 3 people liked it. And then the photo in the middle was actually a photo that I created to advertise a challenge group. So it's something different. It was a quote that really spoke to me. So if you looked through Facebook, you know, people might not think that I was trying to sell something, but they could get engaged with the content that I was sharing by the photo because it was a quote, it stood out. So learn to create your content and make it unique so that when you're sharing about your challenge groups or stuff like that, it stands out amongst the crowd and it still adds value and it's not just a stock photo from Beachbody. How to create a good photo. This kind of takes practice, but if you're going to create a photo on your phone, a good app, you need to find a good app that makes a good quality image. So some of my favorites are WordSwag, Photofy, or Rana Designs. I know WordSwag I don't think is available on a Droid. It's an app I think that costs $4.99, but it's probably my favorite because it's very easy to use. And then if you are on your computer, you can use PicMonkey, which is my favorite, and Canva is another option. If you're not sure how to use PicMonkey, there is a tutorial video in the 30-day training that kind of walks you through how to create an image in PicMonkey. Making a scroll stopping photo takes practice, but you can do it. So when you're making your photo, think to yourself, what do I find eye-catching? Is it too busy? Does it get my point across? So if you're taking a selfie of yourself to share something about your workout, don't put the text like right over your face. You know, make sure people can see you through your image and that it's tasteful, but yet stands out. So another thing is no more Shakeology selfies. You know, if you're sharing something about Shakeology or your workout, don't just have that photo just sitting there with your Shakeology cup. Find creative ways to sell and share Shakeology other than just that stock photo with you holding the bottle. Because I think that's what every coach does, and so that's not really standing out in the crowd. Success Club comes from sharing you. I'll say that again. Success Club comes from sharing you. So you might be a new coach and you think, well, how do I hit Success Club? How do I help people? How do I reach people? Success Club comes from sharing you and your journey on social media and not posting about all the stuff that you have to sell. So step 2, post to add value. Don't just post to post. And I think that sometimes we always say as a new coach, you should post, 3 to 5 times a day. But if you're used to only posting on social media 1 to 2 times a week, going to 3 to 5 posts a day is going to be probably too much and very overwhelming. And you might find yourself posting just to post. But your purpose is to post to add value to your following and share your story. I always think it's better to have 1 to 2 amazing posts than 3 to 5 posts that are just there. You're just posting to post. So it's always better to have quality over quantity. And that can take practice. And there are days that even me, I've been a coach for a really long time where I'm just not feeling it. I don't have anything to say. I don't know how to add value. I'm kind of in a funky place, and I just won't post for a day. And I know some coaches would say you need to post no matter what, but I don't want to post something that's not authentic. I'd rather just not post for a day and catch up on a day when I feel a little bit better and can get in the swing of things. So quality over quantity. So here's some quick tips, and of course this is in the 30-day training as well, but it's what to post and what not to post. So if you're a new coach and you're unsure of what to post, share uplifting and personal stories that would add value to your followers. I can't say enough that sharing your journey is so important, and I'll talk about this in a little bit later. Another good thing to post is questions and polls. People love to share their opinion, and I think some of the things that I get the most traction on, like when I ask, what should I wear, this outfit or this outfit, or should I cut my hair this way or this way? And people just love to give their opinion. And you might think that that's not really purposeful, but what it does, it just drives traction to your page. So the next time you post something, more people are going to see it because of the Facebook algorithms. Another thing that's really good to post is an upswing post. So if you're going through something in life that's hard or difficult and you want to share a little bit of that, share it, but have an upswing. And I have had some crazy stuff going on in my personal life in the last 18 months. And I didn't want to not say anything, but of course I didn't want to be that Debbie Downer that got on Facebook and was like, woe is me, my life is awful. So I'd say, hey, this is what I'm going through, or this is what I'm learning through this journey, or this is the lesson that I'm being taught, and really share that with an upswing. And people can really relate to it because most people are dealing with something behind the scenes that they're struggling with. Motivational quotes are always really good to share. Of course, again, make your own original content. And when you have a good image, chances are people are constantly sharing stuff on Facebook. So if you have a good quote and the photo looks good, your followers might share that and you might have the opportunity to reach more people. Recipes you've enjoyed, tips and tricks that are helpful, gratitude posts, so things that you're grateful for, really sharing your life and sharing that positivity. And then another great way is to honor a challenger or a coach. So you could have a challenger of the week post where you spotlight somebody in your challenge group that's doing really good, or share about a coach's journey. And then ask yourself before you post it, does this add value to my followers before posting anything? And granted, I know there's going to be times where you're going to be sharing pictures of your kids and stuff like that. And you know, that does make people happy. People love to see happy families. So I'm not saying don't post that stuff that you are normally posting, because I think people love to see those. Some of the stuff that works best on my page are the stuff about my family, the stuff that's about me. So don't be afraid to still share some of that stuff, but sprinkle in the other new things as well. What not to post. So don't, social media is not a place to air your dirty laundry or complain about your personal life. I absolutely can't stand when I see somebody on Facebook who's like, oh my God, I'm stuck in traffic. This is the worst day ever. Or, oh my God, the line at Walmart is so long. Or complaining about something. It's just pointless. Nobody cares. People are going to scroll right by it, and you just look dumb, in my opinion. So don't share that kind of stuff. Don't complain. Again, if you have something that's going on in your life, share it with an upswing. I'm going through this, and this is what's coming out of it. Don't just complain to complain. Nobody wants to hear it. There's enough negativity in this world that we don't need more on social media. Don't take quizzes and share your results. I think it looks unprofessional. I think when you are doing this business, your Facebook page is your storefront, and you want it to look professional. So don't clutter up your news feed with a bunch of quiz results or posts that you've shared that just don't really matter. Because what you want it to go, if somebody came to your Facebook page for the very first time and they scrolled through your news feed down a couple days, would it look professional? Again, no negativity. And don't do the play-by-play of your day. Okay, here I'm taking the kids to school, now I'm getting coffee, and now I'm here at this place, and posting every 10 to 15 minutes. Nobody cares. So just don't do that. Don't post about Beachbody all day long. People will get tired of hearing about Beachbody, and you are so much more than just a Beachbody coach. And I know we've talked about it in the past, you know, find the things that make you different from Beachbody coaches that you can relate to people. Beachbody coaches are all the same in some ways, but there's 4 or 5 things that you are interested in that not every other Beachbody coach is interested in. And I think sharing about those 4 to 5 other things is more important than sharing about Beachbody all day long. Don't overpost. 3 to 5 is plenty. And don't share stuff from every Facebook page you follow. So say you find a motivational quote that you like on some big like page that you follow. Don't just continue to share that stuff, like to hit the share button. Save the photo and maybe repost it or create your own photo similar. Just don't just share that content, because you want to be seen as the person of authority on your Facebook page. So you don't want to be sharing other people's content all the time. Share your own content. Here's a good tip that I wish coaches would take advantage of. Use the team page for feedback. If you're learning social media and you're unsure what to post, write your post and share it in the team page and ask for feedback. We're all in this together to help each other, and we've all been that new coach that doesn't know how to word things right, and we just don't know really what to say, and we stumble over our words. But there's a lot of coaches who've already kind of gone through the trenches and kind of know a little bit better how to word things. So post stuff in the team page and say, I really want to share this part of my journey. I'm not sure how to share it. Post it there and ask for feedback, and I can guarantee you will get people who will give you a lot of great help. Social media is the cornerstone to our business. Take the time to make your posts stand out in a noisy world. So step 3, how do I use a hashtag? Hashtags are used best for Instagram and Twitter. First pointer that I have is don't use Beachbody hashtags, because if you're using a Beachbody hashtag, you're just going to get a bunch of Beachbody coaches following you. A potential customer isn't using a Beachbody hashtag because they don't know anything about Beachbody. So if you're hashtagging 21 Day Fix, P90X, Shakeology, yada, 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 you're not going to attract new customers through your hashtags. You're just going to attract Beachbody coaches. So think about your ideal customer. What would their hashtag be? Go beyond health and fitness. Remember the 5 things that make you different from other coaches. Hashtag those things. And then create your own hashtag so that others can find all of your posts. For me, of course, my Instagram is called Running Through Chaos. So most times I post something, I always hashtag Running Through Chaos. And when you search that particular hashtag, almost all of my posts come up because nobody else searches or uses that hashtag. So it's a way that people could, you know, if they're searching and they come to your post and they search that hashtag, they'll see all of your posts. So it's a good way to have something creative that you can kind of brand yourself with a hashtag. Step 4, tell your story and be vulnerable. So be proud of who you are. I think that when we become coaches, we think we have to fit in this perfect little box and present this perfect little life of, we are this Beachbody coach, and for people to trust you, you have to have all the answers and have to have it all together. But what you don't realize is that people connect better with people who are real, who share their struggles, who share their journey, who share their ups and downs. So where you are today, there is somebody who's looking for a coach just like you, and your story is what they will relate to. And if you don't share it, you will lose the chance to help that person. The people that you're going to connect with are the people who are going to connect with you because of your story. So you have to share all of you, not just the good stuff, but share everything. Sprinkle it together. Share the ups and the downs, of course, with an upswing, but share what's going on in your life, because chances are there's going to be somebody out there who's going through exactly what you're going through and needs somebody just like you in their life. Don't do one long post about your entire life story. Sprinkle it, layer by layer by layer. Tell it over and over again. I know you think, okay, well, I shared about this part of my life, 2 months ago. People need to be reminded. It's a busy world. Not everybody on social media is reading all of your stuff every time. So post it over and over again, because chances are there's people who are missing it. Change it up a little bit, but continue to share that same story so you can connect and relate to more people. You have to continue to remind people over and over who you are and what you're working towards and how far you've come. So share that. Like for me personally, when I started coaching again, it was really hard to jump back in because I'd been a discount coach for a really long time, and I had kind of coached and dabbled and didn't dabble, and I felt scared to jump back into coaching and to tell people I was coaching, because some people knew I had been coaching before, but I was kind of all over the place. But I shared that, hey, I was a mess. I'm back at this. I really want to make this work. I'm in this to be in this. And then as I had more success, I could remind people where I came from and how I'm having success and how far I've come. And of course, success leaves clues. We say this all the time. So if you're having success with your fitness, with your business, with your personal life, with your relationships, any of those things, success leaves clues. Share those things. Sprinkle that stuff in, because nobody's going to know what's going on in your life for the good. Nobody's going to know the benefits of this opportunity if you're not sprinkling it along. And you might think, well, I made $50 in my paycheck last week. That's nothing big. But chances are there's somebody out there who that would make a difference in their life. That would pay for their daughter's dance for the month, or that would fill their gas tank up, or it would help with groceries. So even those small successes are important to share along the way. Here's a couple examples. So over the last 18 months, I was sharing my same story in different ways along the way. So I used a different photo, a different image. I changed things up, but I continued to share my story over and over and over again. And I felt like the more I shared it, the more people I reached every time, because my story was progressing. People were seeing my journey. So continue to share that stuff over and over again. Expand your cold market. So the reality is eventually you're going to run out of people that you personally know to help. You're going to talk to every friend you know, you're going to talk to every family member you know, and you're going to run out of that warm market. So while you're building your warm market and helping your warm market, you need to expand your cold market at the same time. So your warm market already trusts you and knows you, and your cold market doesn't know you at all. So you need to continue to expand your cold market while working with your warm market, because then your cold market will have a chance to get to know you as you add them on Facebook and they see your posts and you connect with them on their social media. And so you will be making your cold market your warm market over time. But if you wait until you run out of your warm market to start this, you're going to have a lull in your business where you need to really warm your cold market up. So do it simultaneously at the same time. This is why we say it's important to add 3 to 5 new friends on Facebook every single day, because you're creating new contacts that will get to know you over time. You can't expect somebody who you add as a friend yesterday to join a challenge group today. That takes time. So you have to think for the future now while you're working with your warm market. What I do is I add to my market daily, and I create an interest list for my new friends by month, and I go to that interest list when I'm doing my power hour, and I try and get to know people and see if there's anybody that I really connect with that I could work with. So there's lots of ways to warm up your cold market. The main thing is you want them seeing your social media posts, and you want to interact with them on theirs. Step 6, work smarter and not harder. So I know in this business you're like, well, there's Facebook and there's Instagram, and should I have a blog? And then there's Pinterest, and how do I be in all these different places at once? That's a lot of work. And the truth is, you can use the same content and recycle it in all different areas. So if you have a Facebook post with a good photo, that could become an Instagram post with awesome hashtags, which you could then create into a blog post that you could then pin to Pinterest. So you're with one content, you are hitting 4 different social media markets where you'll have different followings on each one with not much extra work. So work smarter and not harder. And of course, as you're a new coach, just focus on one social media at a time. And when you get your bearings and you've been in a couple months and you're ready to expand to other areas, it's a simple way to really grow your network without working a lot harder. Step 7, be consistent. This is the #1 rule of our business for everything, being consistent, showing up every single day. But especially with social media, you can't post about your life and your fitness and your journey and then fall off the face of the earth and then show back up 3 weeks later and post about it all again and then disappear for 6 months and then show up again and then fall off the face of the earth, because nobody is going to trust you. You have to show up every single day. Share the good, the bad, share your life, but show up every day. People are watching even when they're not liking and commenting. So you might post something today and you think, well, that was a big fat failure. Like 3 people liked it. And then the next day you post, and the next day you post, and you're like, there's hardly anybody interacting with your post. That's what happened to me when I first started coaching. It was like crickets. But people are watching behind the scenes to see if you're legitimate, to see if they can trust you, to see if you're going to be around, because they don't want to invest in something that you're going to disappear from, 3 months from now. A lot of people start home-based businesses, and a lot of people fail. So they're watching behind the scenes. And I can't tell you how many times, 6 months into coaching, when I was coaching full-time, people would come to me, I've been watching behind the scenes. I see what you're doing with, your fitness programs. I see what you're doing. I really want to have your help now. Or they'll message you randomly like, I'm ready. I've had that happen many times. People who I hadn't even contacted, they message me and just say, I'm ready. I've been watching and I'm ready now. So you have to continue to show up and be consistent, and don't pay attention to the number of people who are liking and commenting on your stuff, because there's somebody behind the scenes who's watching. In fact, I had a coach just recently sign up with me, and she said the same thing. She had been watching my journey unfold for over a year, and before she finally was ready to sign up, because she just had to be ready and she had to see where I was over the whole course of the journey. So don't be afraid to post if you're not getting likes and comment, because that doesn't matter. People are watching. Oh, that's my last slide. So does anybody have any questions about social media or anything that's working well for them or anything they need help with? No? That's good. That's good. Well, that's all that I have today.
Actually, hold on one sec. I was going to, I don't know about you guys, but for me, there's certain times of the day when I'm posting where I notice that I get more interaction. So I just recommend, paying attention. Like if I post something between probably 9 a.m. and 2 p.m., it gets very little traction because that's kind of the busy time of day. A lot of moms are working at that time of day or, are busy doing things. So I find like for me, the best time of day to post is early in the morning or late afternoon and evening, but that could be different for everyone. So I think, just starting to kind of pay attention, like when are your posts really taking off? Another trick, I don't know if anyone has noticed this before, but like, if people are commenting or things like that and you're getting a lot of traction on a post, wait to go back and comment and like or do one or the other until things start to slow down on your posts. And then if you go back and do that, you bring it back up into people's feeds during another busy time of day. So like if you post at 4 o'clock, you get a bunch of, likes and comments, and then you notice it really slowing down through dinner time. Then go back, which is like my prime hours are like 7 to 10 p.m. for posts for me. And so then go back and like and comment on that, and you'll kind of bump it up. However, Facebook, I don't even know how it all works, but it seems to work for me, and then it'll bump it back up, and then you get a little bit more traction that way.
Another thing that I've heard in trainings before, and of course Facebook is always changing up their algorithms, but one of them said was, don't post on Facebook and then leave. Post on Facebook and stay on Facebook for a little bit, because I guess if they see that you've left Facebook, they don't really care to show your thing in their newsfeed. They want you to still be there. So if you're going to be doing a bunch of stuff and you have a post first, and then check into your groups, do all that kind of stuff, so you're still around on Facebook. Because if you post and leave, I don't even know why. It doesn't make sense, but apparently they won't show your post to as many people. Facebook's always changing their stuff up. Same thing with like pages. Like pages are even more. How many of you are running a like page, using your like page? Running a like page is a harder way. You get less traction on your like page, a lot less traction on your like page. It's tough, but just keep showing up and being consistent, and the more you post and the more people interact, the better it is. And it's okay to, when you have a social media post, to have a call to action of, share this post to save it. I know Kristen's really good about this. She'll share a recipe and she'll say at the top of her post, share this to save for later, because as they share it, her post is being seen in more news feeds, which means it'll be shown in more news feeds of her personal friends, especially for a like page. So it's okay to say, oh, like, comment here, or ask a question to get people engaged. I think people need instructions, or they just don't do it. Like, you have to tell them, comment on this, and they'll be like, okay, I'll comment. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
That's why I do it too, is you have to tell people what to do. And if you tell them, share it, they'll share it. And I make it obvious. I make it its own sentence. I put parentheses around it, and it gets shared like crazy. The same thing with like or comment. You basically have to tell them what to do, and they'll do it. I don't know why, but they will. So it's weird, but it works.
Like I said, some of my best posts that get the most traction are posts where I ask people's opinions, because people want to share their opinion. So like if I know I have a business post that I want to share that I hope reaches a lot of people, I will post before that some posts where I ask people's opinions or get people talking. And then I'll post it, because then Facebook's like, oh, wow, this lady's got a lot of hot action on her page. And I guess their algorithm will then show the next post in more people's news feeds. And I will say that, so I share stuff all the time about my family and this or that, but the stuff that I share about challenge groups or the business opportunity or stuff like that, those are the posts that get the least feedback. And that's true even for top coaches. I heard Melanie Mitro talk about that at the New Leader Conference. She would post something about a business opportunity, and it's like crickets on her page, but people are watching regardless. I mean, she didn't get to top coach just for nothing. She shared that stuff anyway. So if you share about a challenge group and one person likes it, don't be like, I can't share about that ever again. No, keep sharing it, because maybe next time you'll get 2, and you've doubled it, which is awesome. So just keep doing it regardless. So, but that's all I got for today. Our next call is going to be on branding, which kind of is similar to social media, but it's really finding how your brand and how to share you a little bit more specifically on social media. So these were just the practical tips. Next week it'll be on really focusing on your brand and what makes you different from other people. So I can't wait to see you guys next week. If you have any questions, don't forget to post in the team page. See you guys. Bye.